Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Now there have been so many products in the past few months, so I figured it's time to do an anti-haul video. Now if you didn't know, anti-haul video is I just come up with a list of products I have no interest in buying and then give you guys the reasoning behind that. And in an effort to help you guys also to save your money if you are eyeing one of these products. So yeah, I have a huge list and I have my notes here. I don't want to blind you guys. That's my notes, and let's get started because the list is long. Now let's start with two collaborations that I want to talk about. Now the first one is very popular. That's by Kylie Jenner. Wait, that's Kylie Cosmetics. Yeah, her company is called Kylie Cosmetics, and Kylie Jenner is the boss, and she has collaborated with her big sister Kim Kardashian. Now Kim Kardashian, usually from what I've observed, she only wears nude lipsticks, and she has medium skin tone, maybe light to medium skin tone even. She's not very dark, so the lipstick shades that she enjoys are usually very light. So she has come up with four lipstick shades. I think none of them are matte. There is like glossy finish, and then there's like a satin kind of finish kind of lipsticks. So all of them are like very pale nude, peach, very pale peachy nude, very pale pinky nude, and very not even mid-tone. I think it's still pale but not very pale. Then the fourth shade is like a pale like a brownie nude. So like I said, the keyword is very pale for three of the shades, and the fourth shade is pale. So all of them are very light shades, and there is no way they will flatter me, so that's a no-no, big no-no. Also, I feel Kylie Cosmetics is like a very inconsistent brand in general, and I also heard a lot of not very pleasing things about their customer service, so that's also like a no-no for me. So yeah, no-no to the Kylie Kim K collab. The second collab that I want to talk about is by Colourpop. Now Colourpop and SONYAESMAN, I'm not sure how to say that, her name. So I'm not sure who SONYAESMAN is, but this collaboration, I think there's like a pressed eyeshadow quad, and then there's a highlighter duo, I think, and then there are like four lipsticks. Now I saw swatches on Trend Mood and few other Instagram accounts. Now all I saw was brown. Brown was the theme of this collaboration, guys. Now if I remember correctly, Colourpop had come out with a summer collection with a Sands collection, and all of them were brown, and there were like light browns and dark browns. You know what, I'm taking that back. From what I remember, that summer collection, there were no dark browns. All I saw were beige and light browns, because it is like Sands collection, so sand is not like dark brown, only clay is dark brown, right? So Sands is more of a lighter beigey shade. So the summer collection was a collection of light and mid-tone brown, and this collection, this collaboration with Sonya, so Colourpop Sonya, all I saw was light brown, mid-tone brown, and dark browns, and that collection is so boring, guys. I really wanted something interesting, so that's a no-no to that collection, completely no-no, and the entire collection. So yeah, that's a no-no. So next, let's move on to the plethora of highlighters that is entering the market. Now few have already entered the market and few are like in the pipeline. So Melt Cosmetics came out with their highlighters. I'm not sure what they are called. I think just highlighters. Now they came out with three shades, guys. There's this very pale shade, maybe champagne shade. I'm not sure what that pale shade is exactly. And then there's this light pale gold. When I say pale gold, like a Whisper of Guilt, MAC Oh Darling, something like that, Estee Lauder Heat Wave, along those lines. That was the pale gold. And then there's like a very deep bronzy coppery shade, not coppery, I think bronzy shade. Now they say that the bronze shade, the deepest shade, can be used also as a bronzer. So from the video I saw, they did send like PR packages for to many YouTubers. So from what I saw, the darkest shade was on the sheerer side, because it doubles as a bronzer as well, like a luminous bronzer. So if you're thinking about getting the deeper shade, that is a sheerer kind of a highlight. Now I think from what I saw, the formulation is not a powder formulation, more like a baked gelée formulation. Now you will be shocked if you hear about the price. That retails for $39, guys. That is very expensive. Get it together. It's very expensive. I know indie brands are smaller companies and their cost of making products and their margins may be lower, higher. I don't really care because I'm a customer, and for me it's just simple accounting. Cash inflow into my house and cash outflow with my expenses. So all I bother is how much I spend on a product. Okay, whether it's an indie brand or it's MAC Cosmetics, I just think about how much I'm spending on a product. So $39 I think is very expensive. I know the baked gelée formulation is actually usually products which have the baked gelée formulation are expensive, that I know. So but this is very close to $40, $39, guys. If you're someone who's really interested in these baked gelée highlighters, please try the MAC highlighters, which are fantastic. And unlike the Melt Cosmetics, they don't have just 3 shades. They have, from what I remember, I think they have 8 shades right now, and they have all those duochrome highlighters, and also the traditional ones, you know, the pale gold, the rose gold, and the, you know, the gold ones, the peachy gold. They have, the MAC has all sorts of colors. So, and that retails for $33, guys. Now I know that I think Melt offers a significant amount of product in these highlighters, 8 grams. But MAC offers I think 9 grams of products in their extra dimension skin finish formulation, and 9 grams for $33, guys. I would definitely recommend the MAC ones over the Melt Cosmetics, just because of the price, great price and great formulation, and it is available everywhere. And since MAC is available everywhere, you can definitely get it at a discount, maybe at MAC's website, or if a particular department store is doing a discount, you can definitely get it from there. So there are so many ways and means to get it at even a lower price. So I definitely recommend going for the MAC ones, extra dimension skin finishes. Now Dose of Colors is entering the market. It's already entered the market with their highlighters, which are called, I'm not sure what they're called, they're just highlighters. I think it retails for $28. Now from what I saw, they look very so similar to the Makeup Geek's highlighters, guys. It looks exactly similar, at least on the face of it. It looks very similar, but with a different design. The Makeup Geek has like a diamond shape from what I remember, but this one has like a square or like an L shaped kind of thing going on. But it look, in the pictures they look so similar, and they don't have any unique colored highlighters from what I see. They just have the traditional ones. They have like copper, and then the gold, and then they have a white highlighter. So it's just not inspiring me to spend the money, even though it's not like crazy expensive. It's not just $28, so it's there's no I'm not enthusiastic about that. Next, Colored Raine is in the pipeline. Colored Raine's highlighters are called Focal Point Glow Lighters. Now they retail for $25. Now the Colored Raine's ones, I saw the pictures, and they are powder highlighters. They are not baked gelée, or they're not like they don't at least appear to be like the Makeup Geek ones. But these are, and also I think they responded to someone who asked them the formulation, I think on their Instagram, and then yeah, it is powder formulation. First of all, the pictures don't look very attractive, but that's not the reason I've included these highlighters to my list, because there are great products that do not photograph well. So I'm not saying that just because they look very dull in the photographs, I don't like them. It's not that. It's just I feel they have like a good range of the, you know, usual highlighters: gold, bronze, copper, and then pinks, and then they have the duochrome highlighters, you know, purple, pink, green, all those kind of highlighters. It's just, I've seen them over and over again, and other companies with whom I've purchased those highlighters, both the traditional shades and the duochrome, unfortunately I bought them first and I like them and I've been using them, so I don't see why I should go out and buy the very same colors again. It's just a matter of who came first, and the brands that came first I already like, and I don't see the point why I should go and buy them again. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. So it's just a matter of timing, I think. And also these indie brands, it is hard to return them, guys. They do not take products that easily. Some brands do not take them at all. So you need to be very, very careful. Please be careful when you're purchasing products from indie brands, even if it's like a good company, even if it has like good service. There are many brands who do not take returns, so you will, if you don't like them, even if they are good, you know, there are so many products that I buy that are really good, but I just don't end up reaching for them, because I don't know, I would have probably used and bought products very similar to them first, and I've like grown some kind of an attachment to that product, and I use this product. It's just psychology, and I just don't end up using those even good products. So repetition also should be stopped, even if the product that you buy, you know, what's the right word? The product that you buy later on, even though if it's really good, but you probably already have a product, right, which you already know and love. So I don't know, I'm rambling. Let me just get to the next thing. Now, Violet Voss, oh my god, this brand is seriously, I don't know, guys. Anyways, let me just stick to the points. Now, Violet Voss has already come out with this highlighter palette. From what I researched and I checked their website, already it has this highlighter palette in stock. Now, this retails for $45. The pricing and the number of shades that you get is 6 shades. So the pricing and the number of shades is very similar to Anastasia Beverly Hills' Highlight Glow Kits. So 6 shades and $45. From what I saw on Trend Mode, 4 of the 6 shades are rose gold shades, and they are exactly the same tones of rose gold. Seriously? 4 of the 6 shades are rose gold, and then the other 2 is one pale, very white gold. It's literally white in a pan, and then the other one is a bronze gold shade, which looks very, very close to the rose golds, the other 4 rose golds that they have. So I strongly discourage you from buying the Violet Voss palette, guys. Please do not buy it. Then I have to address this neutral eyeshadow palette madness that is going on, guys. The market is saturated so much. You do not need so many neutral eyeshadow palettes, especially the neutral eyeshadow palette, all matte palette. I don't know. Anyways, let's tackle them one by one. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 palettes that I want to talk about. Let me tackle them one by one. The first is by the brand Dose of Colors. Dose of Colors introduced like 2 neutral eyeshadows. Now they they had 2 palettes. One is the Baked Browns. It's just a 5 eyeshadow palette. It has 5, no, sorry, not 5 eyeshadow palettes. It has 5 pan eyeshadow palette. There are 5 eyeshadows in the palette, ranging from something that looks white. There's like a real white shade, or even if I'm wrong, it's like a cream shade. On my skin tone, it will look white, so I'm going to call it a white shade. And then from a white shade to like a very black brown shade. So in between you have 2 mid-tone browns, and then one like a kind of a deeper brown, but not like a black brown. So believe it or not, this is so expensive. 5 shades for $32. Guys, you know, not every, now take for example me, I would definitely use just 2 shades out of those 5 shades in my crease, and probably that the third shade, you know, that looks kind of a mid-tone brown shade as my transition shade. And sometimes I don't use a transition shade, so the one that you really need are only 2 shades, and 2 really fantastic. Now let's assume the shades are fantastic and out of this world. So 2 fantastic brown shades. Is it really so hard to find? MAC has some really good brown shades, matte shades. Makeup Geek has really good brown shades. So you can definitely, and they retail only for $6, guys. And even if you like 3 shades out of this 5-pan eyeshadow palette, you will only end up spending $18 and not $32. This is a sheer waste, to be honest, at least in my opinion, to spend $32 on 5 eyeshadows when you'd probably just use at most just 3 shades. And then they also have this Marvelous Mauve. Now the Marvelous Mauve, like the name suggests, has like a range of mauve shades, from like very pale pink to a very deep. Actually, the deepest shade looked very similar to like brown shade. That's like a very deep blackened purple shade. The deepest shade was there. So mauve shades, if it gets very light, it looks very ashy on my skin tone, to be honest, because it has that pink undertones to it. So it looks very ashy. So I need to go from like a not even mid-tone, maybe a mauve in between mid-tone and deep, and then a deep mauve is what would look good on my skin tone. So just 2 mauve shades, and I'm not willing to spend $32 on that. Next, the Morphe palettes, guys. Please do not fall into the into this vicious cycle of purchasing Morphe palettes, guys. I know they are luring you guys with very inexpensive pricing, but I think it's 28 pan palette is what it is. I think 28 or 20. They are the most recent. Now I'm just giving the recent one as example, but I'm talking in general about all the 28 pan, the large palette, the 32O or 32, I don't know, P or whatever. So I'm talking right now about in specific about the bronzed mocha and the copper spice. Everybody was driving, all the huge YouTubers were driving consumers like you and me crazy with their coupon codes and like bombarding us with these palettes. So someone is bound to give in and buy these palettes. So if you haven't bought them, please do not. This is just a brown eyeshadow palette. So many brown tones that you do not need, guys. Like, I'm talking from the perspective of like a retail consumer like me. If you are like in the business of putting makeup on other people, then you might, I think you should consider getting a big palette, because that would actually really make sense. So I'm talking from the perspective of a retail consumer. So I just apply makeup on myself. So you do not need any Morphe palettes. Just look, browns, in terms of browns, you probably need like what, like your skin tone brown, like something very close to your skin tone, that shade of a brown. And then you'd want a orangey brown, then you'd want like a very like a chocolate brown, and then you'd want a very deep brown if that's your preference. So at most you just need 4 brown matte shades. You do not need more than that, seriously. For when I say you do not need more than that to apply makeup on one particular person, you do not need more than 4 browns, guys. Just calm down and sit back and think before you purchase these eyeshadow palettes. Just the copper spice, I didn't even see a lot of copper shades. It's more of a gold shade, I think, from what I remember. All I remember was seeing browns and browns and browns in these Morphe palettes. So I highly recommend not to buy these palettes. Next, the Too Faced Natural Love Ultimate. Let me just read it from the Sephhora's website. This is a big no-no, guys, and the price is $59. Let me just read it. Read the small description that it says. Now, the founder, it seems, was inspired to put a modern spin on the natural eyes concept. How modern can it get with natural eyeshadows, with neutral eyeshadows? All you see here in this particular eyeshadow is browns and pinks. That's it. what's the modern spin here? Look, if there is some substance to this particular product, they would have really marketed it well. But there's no reason. Too Faced just recycles the same shadows over and over again. So does Morphe, and so, because look, I'm not accusing these companies, because there is only so much you can do with neutral eyeshadows. They are the same shadows again and again. So just putting so many products again and again in the market, it just does not make sense. I know there are like 30 shades in this huge palette, and it's 59, and it is pretty bulky and large. So for an individual retail consumer use, I just don't see why. It does not make sense, guys. If you're really interested in, if you really deeply love neutral eyeshadows, you would just go to a MAC store or some store in person and actually swatch and see how these products look on your skin tone, and handpick them if you really love neutral eyeshadows, not just buy them in a pre-made bulk eyeshadow palettes. Well, you can if you want to build your collection, but to start with, I would say just custom make your eyeshadow palette if you are into neutrals, because there is only so much you can do with neutral shades, right? I hope you agree with me, or even if you don't, that's all right. Finally, again, we come down to Violet Voss. Guys, they just recycle palettes over and over again. Now they have two palettes. Now this is like the motherload of crazy. 42 shades, $75. There's like a column for gold, where all of the shimmery gold shades look very similar, and then there's a column for like grays and blacks. It's a column for like oranges, and then there's a column for like bronze, and there's a column, I don't think there's like column for a pink, then there's a column for mauve. This is a crazy expensive palette, guys. I know. Now on the website it says the retail value is $242, but they, out of the goodness of their heart, they are giving it to you for $75. I'll tell you why they are giving it to you for $75, because nobody will go into a store and handpick 42 shades in all together in one purchase. You know, I know if you love neutral shades, you would go out and buy many neutral shades, although it is repetition, but you won't buy it all in one go. Do you want many? Do you know what I mean? There's something called cash inflow and cash outflow. So you will not go out in the store and buy so many. How many is it? 42 shades all together in one go. You just buy them over a period of time, definitely over a period of years, if you are someone who really loves neutral eyeshadow. So that's why they are just cluttering. It's just a clutter, guys. It's just beautifully arranged, but it's just, why do you need so much? You don't. Really, please do not buy. I strongly advise against this particular palette, because they are tricking you. So no. And then again, Matte About You. So probably maybe this product didn't do well, so it wanted to keep the they just wanted to shrink the palette size and keep it small, or maybe they just had this already in mind. I could be wrong, or I could be right. So anyways, Matte About You palette by Violet Voss. It has 20 shades, and all of the shades are matte and neutrals. And I don't know, I've given you guys so much explanation about everything, so I think it's why you should not buy Matte About You palette by Violet Voss for $45 is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Anyways, guys, I think I've been here for a very long time. So we've come to the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.